Writer's Log 91417, Thursday, 8 p.m. I'm quite surprised that I'm able to write this down after surviving probably the worst labor workday in my whole life. So here's how it went down. The plan was to cut down this huge tree, well, what was left of it, because most of it was cut down by a group of guys during the second day. But anyway, we had to cut down some part of it, down piece by piece, just so there's nothing going over this gate or leaning on it. And the gate that I'm talking about is the one that separates the area of the school's basketball court and the area of the big trees, which, if you can no doubt tell, that it belongs to the Lorax. There had to be a certain amount of space we had to make. Some of the branches that were extended to the point where it's inches away from the gate had to be cut down. In doing that, all the branches that were cut down, me and two others were to pick them up and lay them further inside where the bigger trees are at. It was a struggle because the sun came out of nowhere in the morning and became more hot than the previous days. It just didn't fit well for me. I was up to the point where I had to pour myself a whole bottle of water that was really cold all over my head and my face. Just the cold feeling that I felt when it hit me was, I can no doubt change my mind on it. It was the most satisfying thing that kept me sane and alive. We soldiered on throughout the whole ordeal with chainsaws, cutters, and machetes, like being stuck in a wild jungle, which sounds pretty adventurous to some of you, but it truly isn't. We only managed to make it 30 yards short to the end of the field, and that was due to the fact that the chainsaw gave in. Another thing was that it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We had to stop from there because my dad had promised to take down these shutters that we helped put up the week before at this building, which is a real estate office. The most easiest thing in that segment was taking them down. But you know what they say, nothing is easy. We've been at it for an hour, taking them down, and I really couldn't tell why I was losing breath and energy. Oh yeah, that's right. It's being in the hot sun all day and moving back and forth like a wild man. The final level to beat, lift all the shutters. Once taken down, we had to pick them all up, lift them in groups, and then place them back at the bottom side of the stairway that is of the office. Like, we had to completely put them all back in order. So you got 3 workers with one task. What could possibly go wrong? Oh wait, there is something. Getting mixed up with the shutters on the second to last load. Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, once it happened, we took literally 3 to 5 minutes to rearrange what was unorganized and place them back in the right order. At the time when I was carrying the second to last load, as soon as I got to the door, my left wrist just was twisted and I almost had another cramp on me. It was as if it was coinciding with the other cramps that I've gotten the week before, one being from my right arm due to all the installing of the shutters. Minutes after that, the right side of my back was starting to twist a little bit and start making just huge cramps on me. It was like parts of my body were being twisted around like a pretzel. Hopefully, I don't have to experience that ever again. Now, going back to the shutters issue, we fixed it, carried the last load, and then it was game over. While one of the workers who was with us took off to go home, my dad went out to talk with the lady that was inside the building while I was resting up on the grass. I didn't want to do it at first, but hell, I've been working my butt off all day. Just let me enjoy my time of recuperating for once in peace. A good few minutes passed by, enjoying some warm breeze, and finally my dad came out. When I asked him what was going on in there, he simply said that he went on to sign an agreement about, I guess, like being accountable for not installing certain shutters correctly. Now, even though we've placed them the best way possible, somehow about 2 or 3 of them slipped out during the storm. Despite a few dents on the shutters and no damage at all, 0% on the windows that we covered up, we still had to take ownership of what happened to whatever damage the shutters gotten. It was simply because we were the ones in charge of putting them on. So, like, there's a reason for that. But all in all, it just threw me off on the inside. But anyway, halfway driving home, literally all my body started to give in. Even at the moment I sat in my dad's truck. I honestly don't care if you have my type of strength of energy or if you got the strength of energy of a gym person. When you work out in the sun and doing all this labor day and night and no stoppage, it really takes a heavy toll on anyone. And that's what happened to me. Felt like I was lifeless. All I could do was just nod and point and say a few words. I just ate a bit as soon as I got home. It was like I barely did much of any moving at all. I was still able to walk, thank God. So I took a shower and then it was off to bed, hoping somehow, some way, we do less the next day.